Okay, so I have decided my next task will be to cut the fretboard to length. That's next. There we go. I think I felt, yeah it is, it's off. I'm going to need to get some glue into that. It's okay though. Alright. The next side is the big side. This is the final length. So there's an extra fret slot. That's exactly where I want to cut it. So I'm taking my sweet time staying on the outside of that slot. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now it's a wider slot. There we go. That was as clean as it was going to be. Okay, so we have to clean those up nicely. You get a little glue on that side. This side stays, but that needs a little bit of gluing. And that is our final length fret. So now what I want to do is figure out a way to throw a plane at this thing. Thinking vertical is the safest bet. Is it wide enough? It is. Okay, I'm thinking maybe not a plane. Maybe a sander is the better way. Okay, I'm going to try very gently to belt sand this thing flush to the end. So you see I've got this little step. I need to flush that up. So I'm gonna try really hard not to completely destroy my fretboard here. All right, so I'm just gonna clear off the table here. And pick a nice clean spot to keep it square and just, yeah, this will be fine. And then I check it. Barely took anything off, which is perfect. Okay, now we have ourselves a tiny little radius along the end. Now we can put some binding on this. I've got just the tiniest little gap here that I want to get glue into. So what I'm going to do is pull it open enough to get the piece of paper down inside of it, and then I will apply some of this here glue. Ooh, that's going to make a mess, and I wasn't prepared. Okay. Stick some of the glue on the paper here. Make sure there's enough of it there to do that job very well, please. Okay. Then, with the paper in it, just peel the glue through it like that. Take a stick of tape. And I'm going to wipe off some of this excess now, at least on the front side. Try to mush the glue back to the back side and leave it to dry. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll find out if that's going to work. It's an attempt at a repair. Sort of attempt at some attempt at some kind of a. I'm going to try this here, like this, like that. Okay. This piece will be easy because it's just getting bound on this way. So we'll just try not to get too much of the squeeze out down off to the front side. Okay, that glue is unruly stuff. Try to get it only on this surface, and then try to rub it where it's going to stick all around. Okay. Now we take our tape. I'm going to do one in the middle first. From the back, that ought to hold. And we can do another on each side. Did it from the back so I can ensure that it definitely comes up on the sides, on the front sides. Okay. Make sure we've got good solid contact there. And the same goes for you. Like that. All right, we are set up for routing the rabbet around here for the binding. So I'll show you this thing. I don't think I've shown you this much yet. I did it when I did the flush trimming, I guess. This little guy, there's a router bit in here that's rabbeting. It's the same bearing same bit I used to flush trim, but now there's a slightly smaller bearing on there. And this rides only vertically. There's a little donut here that this will set on to get my depth of cut. All right, so we're ready to route one of these little rabbets. This here is a big deal. And here we go. All right, and so there it is. Binding rabbets are routed. I do have a small thing I'm going to have to work out, but I think it'll be okay. The bearing went around this corner, and I took a little bit out of what I was going to be having the heel of the neck hit, but I think I can work something out there. I may just put binding there. But yeah, that should be... let's get this over here. That should be deep enough for this har binding. More than, and it'll keep the... Yep, that'll work beautifully. That is perfect, actually. All right, we've got binding now to go on. And I think what I will do, because I'm going to have... This will actually cover the entirety of it. I won't have a seam anywhere. So I think I will find the center of it and then start in the middle, because this stuff is kind of unwieldy. So somewhere here is the middle, and that should give me enough to make its way around this way. Yeah, that should be all right. Okay, so I'm gonna put just a little. I think I'm going to try temporarily taping this to the body just so it's not flopping all over the place. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I've seen some pre-bending this they get it warm and they pre-bend it. I don't know if it's necessary. Probably is. But I'm gonna, yeah, it's gonna be tough to rely only on the tape, I think. should be able to heat gun it and then have it bend. Yeah, I think I should pre-bend it just to be safe. Okay, well now I know it's definitely long enough. I knew it would be. Does not seem difficult to get to bottom out on the rabbet. That's good. Maybe I should work out the pre-bending first here. I need to think through this a bit. Sorry for the boring footage. Or just leaving it here overnight, maybe? Maybe that's enough to pre-bend it. We'll try that. I'm gonna put it on just dry fit, and then we'll worry about gluing tomorrow, I guess. Okay, I'm going to leave that. We're going to call this a day. And we'll probably glue it on tomorrow. I know that when I go to finish, I'm going to need to mask it. That might turn out to be a pain in the ass. We'll find out. But okay, it's next morning. This is what I came out to. This was how it was sitting when I came out of the shop. So kind of flimsy. My tape did not hold real well, at least on this one. It did give it a bit of a kink to it though, so it's got some bend. I'm going to take the rest of these apart and see how it was impacted here. Those will definitely want to come off. Yeah, those are not terribly pre-bend. There's some pre-bend, but I think I'd like to get them better. And I'm pretty sure the way that is gonna happen is with heat. Yeah, they're not too well on the pre-bend here, which is not surprising, I guess. No heat, can't really expect it to get too bent, too pre-bent. So that's all right though. I'm gonna actually heat them, I think. I think that's what I will do. It doesn't need much. It needs like a light bulb. So I'll figure out a way to bend those. I think I'm gonna try to bend them. Yeah, let's try to bend them. And once I figure that out, we can glue them in. All right, so I have set up what I hope will be a useful bending rig. I've got it's a tiny little soldering iron, a little 30-watt soldering iron in my aluminum hot pipe bending jig type thing. And it's getting warm. It's gonna take a little while to warm up, but I think it'll get warm enough to bend, but not so hot that I have to worry about it scalding or anything, and I get a variation of temperatures. Right, it's a bit warm now. It's not super warm, and it's a slow process, which is fine. Slow and gradual is a lot better than rapid and panicked. But it's just a matter of, you kind of let it sit there a little bit, develop a little bit of warmth. It takes a second. This is very, very lightly, very cool. It's not super warm at all. I go basically until I feel it get hot on my fingertips. And it takes a while. It's not very hot. It's a little 30-watt thing. It's only been running 10 minutes. It just gets it warm enough, then you kind of hold it in the bend you want while it cools. That seems to help. And then I just keep checking. This is a game of massive patience here. Okay, that was pretty damn boring. Didn't do a ton, but I think it did enough to be helpful. I'm going to try to let that cool off. In the meantime, we're going to get ready to glue this stuff on. I think we'll move down a little on the bench and be ready for this complete and utter mess. So I think I'm going to start by centering, and then I'll work my way around. At least that's going to be somewhat of the plan. I think I'll move you guys a little closer too to be able to see what's going on a little better. All right, cleaning up the routed edge here just a little bit before we go gluing. There's little fringes of maple there. Just getting that stuff out of the way so I'm not contending with it with floppy plastic covered in glue. And we'll use that same acrylic glue stuff that Stuart McDonald recommends. Some people would say, why not use CA glue? I would love to use CA glue, but apparently my body says CA glue is chemical warfare on my lungs or something, or my sinuses, because if every time I use CA glue, I end up having, and literally it's only 10-15 seconds of exposure even to thin CA glue, I end up getting a severe sinus reaction. Like, basically I feel like I have the flu for 3 days. It's worse than the flu because I don't have flu very often, that my sinuses are both stuffed and runny at the same time. Like, I cannot pass air, but snot runs no problem through my nose, so I need to avoid CA glue whenever possible. So that's why you won't see any CA glue in here. I know a lot of guys use it and swear by it. It is a fantastic, useful substance. If it would just quit making my body think it was trying to kill me, that would be great. So I'm just, this is I think 320 or 400, I think it's probably 320. Grit sandpaper, and I'm just cleaning up the edges of the rabbet as best I can before we go to glue in our binding. It's not a critical thing, but it's nice to get a lot of the major squiggly bits out of this, because then they aren't laying in the slot, getting in the way. So the front has been bound now, and it's just about time for lunch. So I'm gonna go in and grab some food and come back out, and I don't know what I'll do next. Probably do some more neck shaping. Okay, while I wait for the binding on the body to dry a little bit, at least set up some, I'm gonna get ready to start making the adjustments to the neck to make it start shaping time. And the first thing I'm doing is transferring the center around to the back side, because I lost it when I'd cut things away. Like so. There. And then I can flip it around here and call that center. Right there. And then down here where the peak is center, and I just have to figure out how to tie the two together. I think this is just long enough, but I need to, yeah, this will be at least enough to, we'll be able to, that, like that, double check you. Good there, now I can send this down. I think we shifted just a tiny bit there. No, it was fine actually, yeah. Can't get around to that side. There we go. Now I can just mark a pencil line here. This does not need to be great. This just needs to be fairly approximate. Okay. I can bend you to that point. I'm not going to go too crazy down in here. But I've basically got kind of a center line now. Yeah, I think my next little bits are going to be work out the contour that we want. So the first thing is I have to figure out, well, one thing I need to do is figure out where the volute's going to be. I'm going to put this in the vise now. It'll be easier to work around with. Just going to sort of draw out where the volute shape will go. I'm just going to get it to this thickness here for now. And we'll like that. So I'm going to bring this to you and you can see what I've drawn here. So this line here represents the thickness of the fretboard. This line represents the thickness of the headstock. This line here represents this line here, this horizontal line represents about this width, about this width here. And right there is the peak. Can you see the peak there? There you go. Now you can see. So there's a peak drawn in here. That is where we'll form the volute. One of the things I'm going to want to do is get this, get it a little bit, you're sleepy. Wake up. Get this a bit flatter. So I'm going to start there. So I'm going to grab a rasp and just work this flat spot here. Okay. Try to very carefully be square across, and I'm just going to shape this down a bit. I'm using the V1 first because that's going to move quicker. And just try to get down near that face, that edge, that mark, the line that I drew. I'm also using the V1 so I can sort of flatten this portion out too, because it needs to be flatter. This stuff just works so nicely. that basically gives me the start of my volute. So I'll bring you that. Let's take that over to you and you can take a look at that. So that, I think I drew it on this side. You'll see it's got this little fillet. And that's as far as I'll go for now. That's leaving me enough wood to work with. I still got some more smoothing here to do, but I'll do that a little bit later with a plane, I think. I'm going to reset my center and we'll work out my curves. I don't know, I have to decide what shape, what sort of thickness we want for the neck and the shape. Period correct, I think I can find somewhat of a reference of what it was originally. But yeah, I need to decide on the neck shape. So we just figure out the curves. I may just take the plan and print out what's in the plan, because the plan isn't too bad. And there's a few bits of measurements that I was able to come up with, so I want to. So they say at the 12th, it should be 1 inch thick, including the fret. So we should be 39 thou short here, and that is 1/125. So that's 100 thou, easily 130 or so thou thicker than it should be. This should be 900 thou. This is actually thicker because of the room I made for the volute. So what I'm going to do, I think, yes, I'm going to mark my final thickness on here first, and then I can take everything down to that point. So we'll start at 900. Okay, there's 900, then we'll zero there. We'll go 255 minus, we'll go shorter 255. There. Then we'll do the minus 39. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that is our 900 minus all those thicknesses. That was a little harder than it should have been. And now I'm going to take this, set my square to this dimension. I'll lock it right there. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. I just need a line. So we're going to set this in here. And we'll just put it roughly where the single fret is, where the first fret is, right about here. And we'll do the same to the other side. Okay. Go right around where the first fret will be, like so, and make a line. Now we do the same thing for the 100. Actually, we'll just, for an inch, that just means add another 100 to this. That'll make it an inch thick at the 12th fret. And this will be just a rough measurement, of course. Where is the 12th fret on this thing? I should double check that. That's what I should have marked. I'm going to mark where the fret is here. So right about, let's say right around in here is fret. Here, let's do this. Let's do, right around there is fret 1, and right around there is fret 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So that gives me a rough idea of where to place this mark. So that's 100 thou from there, right around in here. Okay, so then I can do a crossing of these and use that as my intersection points. So right around in there. Now we'll flip it over and do the same exact thing here. I'm going to transfer them. Oh, I can't transfer the lines. I'll just do it the other way then. I'll just do it like I did the last one. Hopefully it'll be very similar in location. And we'll do our 100 here, because we've already got our 900 over there, 1,000 here. Okay. Now we can make a mark here, and a mark here. Now we can take this and align it with those two marks, just like that. And that is roughly where our thicknesses are. So I should not have done the volute yet, because the volute is a quarter inch taller than I'm going to need it. And I'll flip it around again, do one more line here. Just mark another line. Okay. Yeah, I messed up. I should have done this. I should have done this layout first before I started cutting that volute. I got a little bit ahead of myself. There we go. And I just take it all the way up and all the way out. Should be good on this side and on this side. Yes, okay. I'm going to get that a little bit darker. Shadows on the other side. Need a light right over here. There we go. There. That fills out that line. That means I can take whatever means necessary to get to that point all the way, because I don't need any of the wood that's on there. So the question is how? How do I feel like doing this? Because I could do it like this and spoke shave or draw knife or whatever my way through this. Let's see if that helps, how that works. This one's a little narrow for a flattening operation at least. But it can be made to do the job. This mahogany is a glorious thing to work, I tell you. That side's digging in a little bit. Yeah, that side really wants to be dug in. The grain's going that direction, it looks like. Thankfully, I have about a 1/4 inch I can mess with here. Okay, so we're going to rasp in here, and we're getting there pretty good. Not bad. It's starting. It's not fully formed yet, but it's starting. Cool. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Don't know where just yet, but we're getting somewhere. So I think that's good enough for now. Okay, so it's a real quick little interlude. I want to see how this binding turned out here. We'll see how it did. I'm impatient and I want to see. So I'm going to peel off the tape. I'm going to look in the worst spots. That actually is really not bad. Not as bad as I expected. I expected to see some gaps, but so far it's actually looking not too terrible. It's actually really encouraging. Oh, there's a little tiny gap there, but I think I can work them out. Yeah, it's not too bad. I was a little worried about how well this would glue down, and there's a couple of spots. There are some that are just minor gaps. I think we can work with that though, because when it goes red, that's really good. That's sealed. That's connected pretty well. I think when the stain and such goes on it, we'll have an opportunity to address some of these tiny. I mean, they're very small gaps. They're not crap. They're not horrible. They're better than I had anticipated them being, actually. So I figure that's not a big deal. I think next time I'll do a little more pre-bending to ensure that it really gets adhered well. I mean, this is, after all, guitar number 2. I'm still learning here. And so there's going to be some stuff that are not ideal. That one came out all right. Yeah, I can deal with that. I'm not seeing any case where it is failing, so that's a good sign. A little bit high on that spot there, dang. Okay. Good to know. Ooh, there's a big gap there. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that one. That isn't even seated. All right. I'm gonna have to work out how. Oh yeah, not even touching there. Damn it. Well, that is a bad sign. We're gonna have to fix that. That whole area, this area is not even very well on there. Yeah, see. Okay, not good enough. Damn it. Alright, well, it just means I have to glue some more. That's all. Yeah, this stuff isn't holding as well as I was hoping it would either. We may completely redo it. I don't know. Let's see how this side. Yeah, this side's no good either. Yeah. Well. All right. Well, I didn't ruin the body. That's good. It's just a setback. That method did not work very well. I was hopeful at first, but now I'm starting to lose my appreciation and acceptance for the results at this point. Yeah, it's not adhered there either. This is coming off too easy. All right, so here's proof. No love. Nope. Nope. Didn't take hardly any wood with it at all. Just a little bit there. That actually isn't good where I did that. Okay, if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to do it a little bit more wisely here. All right, I'm not pleased. Let's. I'm just going to score it this time because it did take a little chunk of wood with it. I'm going to have to patch now. Yeah, it's not peeling up anything off the backside, which is great. This is an area of concern here. Yeah, I'm just removing this crap. This isn't working. Really sucks. That means I got to start over here. Yeah, I am quite disheartened at the moment. Very disappointed in the performance of this glue and in my ability to get it clamped nicely enough. Mostly in the glue, but that's alright. Well, okay, so that was failure pretty epically. It's not irrecoverable. I'm going to find where this little chunk came flying off, though. Put it back. Right there. Stay put. Stand up. Yeah, there's a chunk that came out that I want to replace. Yeah, we're going to get some glue on this thing and fix this little bit. And we'll just glue this little fillet back where it goes here. I don't feel like that's in the right place. I feel like it's twisted. I think it did twist. There. That is, there's no glue left now. I rubbed it all off. Yeah, it's the only real torn out grain. If I have to recut the rabbet, I can recut the rabbet a little if need be. But overall, that was crap. Not pleased. Not pleased at all. Gonna have to figure out a better idea. Damn it!